It's a pleasure for me to be here for a variety of reasons. First of all, this is the college where I started my career as a guest lecturer, Government Training College, Trichy. Where I do remember when I was an M.Ed student, even before completing my M.Ed degree, there was a shortage of teacher here for teaching social sciences. The principal contacted the university and somehow he came to know that I am a social science graduate and then is about to complete the M.Ed degree. He invited me here for teaching for some few months, for four or 5 months I think. I do remember teaching in this dais, entering into this campus, getting 3,000 rupees as my salary, first salary, that was drawn from the PTA fund of this college. And I worked here for, I think if my memory goes correct, is for 3.5 months, I think. And so it's important for me, my first working place. Second, the cultural capital of Kerala. I enjoyed being here because of, again, another variety of reasons, because of the near vicinity of the temples, near vicinity of Sahitya Academy, and a beautiful library in the town hall. All these environmental factors, I do believe, has an important role in molding my teaching career. Also, being a young teacher at that time, I do recognize, my memory goes like this, where I realize most of the theories that I have learned for my M.Ed has of no use for teaching. And I could feel that when I study theories of Piaget, theories of Brunner, John Dewey, and a list of eminent educationalists, I could feel that when I study them, they look quite friendly with me. They just share their friendly nature with me. But when I try to teach them, they started threatening me. So, an important realization which happened in me is that learning is different from teaching. Being a student is quite different from being a teacher. So often I was in a state of confusion. A novice teacher was often being in a confusion because most of the students in the classroom was elder than me. I do remember some of the names like Das, Sangeeta, Bindu, all those names who were sitting in this classroom way back in 2001. And during the interval, when I go for preparing for my M.Ed examination, my students used to come and advise me, "Sir, you should study well." And they used to, Das as a retired military officer, I think he was captain or something like in military, and he used to come and advise me, "You should study well. A good future beckon you, so you should study well." So in different, due to a variety of reasons, this college is quite close to my heart. And I told you, my strangeness when I try to teach the theories which I learned now quite easily, often it looks weird. I had a feeling that I am in a strange island when I started teaching. The very simple theories which I have learned started threatening me in classroom. The closest friend started threatening me. When teacher asked me which is the most interesting theory for you in psychology, I said, I like theory of Sigmund Freud. I like the theory of Sigmund Freud. Yeah, I like the theory of Carl Gustav Jung. When I tried to practice it in the classroom, Sigmund Freud started literally threatening me. So I had a feeling that I am in an island, a strange island. I'm shifted to a strange island. Teachers are being shifted to a strange island. Whatever we have seen in our native place has become quite strange in our profession. Is becoming quite strange in our profession. That is more intensifying in a period of technology. That kind of a state is becoming more and more intensified in a state of technology. You will become a master in a particular course, you will get rank in some particular course, but when you try to teach that in a particular classroom, you will become a coward. And that is why Prensky, one of the recent most quoted quote of recent technology is, we are digital migrants, we in the sense the teachers, or maybe the present generation, we are digital migrants, whereas our new generation is digital natives. We are migrants, we are migrant to this particular island, new island. Somebody put us in this island, strange island. Newness of this particular island bewilder me often. When our students are much more good in technology, using tools and techniques available with them, often I look bewildered in front of them. But I do contest Prensky. I contest Prensky because we are not migrants of this new particular era or new island. We are not migrants. Prensky was a bit wrong in that. That is why I contest Prensky. We are not the migrants. We are the builders of this new era. There is where Prensky has got a slight difference of opinion. I got a slight difference of opinion from Prensky. Yeah, it is we constructed this particular kind of situation. And then how can we become the migrants of the situation? The second part is almost agreeable. They are digital natives, yes. So we can correct it and read in a way that we are the builders of this particular situation and digital era, and our generation is digital natives. But again, it has to be contested. If I say that we are the builders of this particular digital era, I can again contest that particular hypothesis, asking me, how many of us are the builders of this particular digital era? What is your representation in building this particular digital era? There is again critical way of thinking arises. What is your role in constructing this digital era? Yes, we build it. Our generation builded it. Our generation constructed it. That is right. So we are the constructors and builders of this digital era. But how many of us? This is the key question that we are going to address in a modern digital society. This is an important issue that we have to face in a modern digital society. Often we had a feeling, we had a habit of looking into the place where open and peripheral or more solid reality is available. We are living in a world where we believe that reality is that which we see. Seeing can be with the help of eyes, seeing can be with the help of mind also. But here I restrict and I constrict the concept of seeing only with eyes, not with mind. We believe reality is that which we see only through the eyes has become the characteristic of modern generation. Recently, I come across a particular kind of argumentation between a Muslim Islamic scholar and a Hindu scholar, and again coming back to a more accepted and popular kind of person's statement. Uwaisi, a famous Islamic scholar, argued that everyone is born as an Islam. Everyone is a born Islam. Uwaisi argues. Sadananda Saraswati, a famous Hindu monk and scholar, argued that everyone is a born Hindu. Everyone take birth as Hindu. Uwaisi says Muslim. Sadananda Saraswati says as Hindu. Sunny Leon, a famous actress from Hindi, made a popular statement. She said that everybody born as naked. So, more acceptance goes to the statement of Sunny Leon. But in a way, if you look into the statement of YC, you can see that YC's statement is right. It can be, if you go into the depth of Quranic verses, you can see that what YC says is right. If you look into the Aranyaka, Upanishad, Veda and all these Shad Darshanas, you could realize that what Sadananda Saraswati says also is right. But we like the statement of Sunny Leon because open, much close reality is what which Sunny Leon put. This is an important problem that the present generation faces. We search and we pick up things only from where there is light. Wherever is more open truth is available, we are just taking. Wherever is light, we pick it up from there. A famous phenomenon which was proposed by David Friedman, a famous social scientist, based on a particular theory. Once upon a time, when a policeman was walking back to his home, he happened to see a drunkard person. He was in an inebriated state, fully drunken, alcoholic, was searching for something under a street light. This drunkard person is searching for something under the street light. And this policeman asked, "Have you missed something?" Then he said, "Yes, I missed something. I'm searching for it." This policeman also joined with this particular drunkard person in searching that particular, his key. His key is missing. After some 10 minutes of searching, this policeman asked him, "Did you lost it here itself?" Then this drunkard person said, "No, I lost it some 2 kilometers away." "Then why do you search it here?" "Because here is light, so I am searching it here." This phenomenon is known as the street light effect, according to David Friedman. And this has been used by Kaplan in his social science research analysis, which he used to call it as the drunkard's hazard. We often search only where there is light. We are not looking into the dark areas, and we are not much energetic and enthusiastic in looking into the darkness and pick up the truths and pick up the keys and objects from this darkness. Our society enjoys peripherality. And this peripherality is being often when it is something close to your reality, perceived through eyes, not through mind. Perceived through eyes will get a lot of applause. We never spend our time for reflecting upon what YC said, what Sadananda Saraswati said, and we never spend our time and energy for synthesizing the opinions of YC and Sadananda Saraswati. This is a typical characteristic of our present situation. Here is where technology comes in. I told you, my attempt is not just to tell about the glory of technology. In a society where everybody tells about the glory of society, the duty of an activist is to say that the mosquitoes on the Vangarajya, and its bite is quite intolerable. So we have to see some hard realities of technology from the perspective of social scientists. How technology works in our social equations, social challenges, social system, development of a social movement, how technology performs. We are being overwhelmed by the qualities of technology, saying that, especially in education, people used to say that technology is relevant, technology motivates our students because it gives a beautiful color, beautiful picturization, beautiful dynamic movement of pictures and all these kind of things. It of course generates interest in our children. It engages our children. Suppose if you give some technological tool, it has the capacity to engage our children for hours together. Several hours together, children can sit in front of the technology. So all these are the characteristics of technology that we used to discuss in our classrooms while teaching about technology. I propose that this qualities of technology has taken the form of an emotion for using technology in our classrooms. It has become an emotion, and emotions sometimes are dangerous. Some emotions will prohibit you, block you from seeing the errors of somebody. That is what happened with Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra was, because of his blindness, physical blindness, that Vyasa says, because of his physical blindness, it has other reflective meanings also, was unable to see the errors of his own Kauravas, and he acted in a particular way. If you love your children very much, love is an emotion. If you love your children very much, you may not be able to see some of their errors. If you respect your teacher very much, you may not be able to recognize some of the errors committed by your teacher. So love, affection, respect, glory, maybe if you are dealing with a glorified person, some of his problems, some of his immoral acts or something like that against you may not be highlighted, you may not treat it as an important problem for you. So some emotions blocks us from seeing properly. Some emotions acts as an opaque object in front of you. This particular qualities of technology also has taken the form of an emotion. This is what I contest in my presentation today. Next. And next. And I have 2 points to discuss with you in this particular discussion. First one is the most important quality of ICT in a modern society. Every technologist will say that ICT individualized learning opportunity. Second one is ICT is an educational equalizer. Even if there are financial inequality, you give technological support to those children who cannot come to school, or maybe due to different reasons, to those who cannot access education. You provide them technology, you support them technologically so that they can also get education. They can also get educated. I contest these 2 most popular assumptions about technology. And we all know the pioneer in the first, I am going to elaborate the first point, that is ICT, individualized learning opportunity. We can see that the pioneer in individualizing education is Skinner, B.F. Skinner. A famous statement of Skinner, even if Skinner has never quoted anybody, Skinner was a fresh start researcher who was always very adamant that I will not quote anybody except Sigmund Freud and Thorndike. Only two people have been quoted. Means Skinner has quoted only two people. One is Sigmund Freud and the other one is Thorndike. Except these two, Skinner has never quoted anybody in his research work. So Skinner's, even in that situation also, I used to quote Skinner because of a specific reason. Skinner says, technology is capital equipment to be used by teachers to have time and labor. In doing so, the teacher can assign certain mechanizable functions to machines. An important point to note here is that Skinner believed that teaching has mechanizable part. Teacher also has mechanizable part. And what is the percentage? Nobody asked Skinner. What is the percentage of mechanical activity in a teacher? No, Skinner has never faced this kind of a situation. Maybe after the death of Skinner it has been noted and it has been debated. So Skinner emphasized that we need not do those mechanizable duty. You assign that mechanizable duty to machines. We should remember Skinner was living in a period which was characterized by Newtonian physics. Newtonian physics hypothesized that the whole universe is a big machine and it functions in a repetitive way. Say for example, the weather repeats. Say for example, rain comes in June here, maybe next month again the weather comes in June, and this high tide and low tide and every activities of the world moves in a mechanizable way, in a repetitive way. So, if you study properly, you can predict the universe most precisely. So, study the universe properly, observe the universe properly, you can predict it. So, it is not beyond prediction. It's well within the hands of human knowledge and wisdom, according to Newtonian physics. And sometimes he used to, even more vigorous Newtonian physicists used to say that even human body itself also is a machine. Say for example, your heart functions in a repetitive way. Your lungs functions in a repetitive, it never gets bored. It always functions in a repetitive way. You do the same work through your noses throughout the life. It's boring, isn't it? Whenever you feel bored, you can stop your breath. Yeah, it's boring. Doing a particular activity time and again will be boring for us. And Newtonian physics proposed that we all are machines. You can be controlled. You can be predicted. So, Skinner was a product of Newtonian physics, and he believed that there is nothing but great things like creativity and creativity, reflectivity, and all those kind of things in teaching. Of course, it may be there to some extent. Great extent of teaching and education is mechanizable. That is, it is something related to a machine. So those things which can be done by a machine can be given to a machine. So he introduced the concept of teaching machine and all this programmed instruction, and Skinner has faced a lot of protest at that time in America. All over the world, Skinner has faced a protest from the part of teachers, thinking that Skinner is going to remove the remove the teacher from the classroom. But it was not the reality. So we can see ICT, as I told you, after as the advent of Newtonian theory and all, we can see one of the recent trend we can see is many educational institutions all over the world, for promoting education, started giving tools, ICT tools freely. Say for example, University of California at Los Angeles. For them, an iPhone is necessary for you to get an admission. If you don't have an iPhone, you have to pay the fee so that university will offer you an iPhone. This is not strange in America. For getting a postgraduate, here we call it as postgraduate, there they call it as graduation. Our MA in India is post-graduation, but MA in America is graduation. That is an irony because we have undergraduation and post-graduation. Undergraduation is BA, post-graduation is MA. We don't have a graduation. For them, graduation is MA or MSc, post-graduation is MPhil and PhD. So, almost all the universities in America, it is necessary, it's a mandatory criteria for them to have an iPhone or maybe a small laptop or digital tool for you to get admission in a graduate course, MA, MSc or whatever be the course. In Canada, government has a system for providing small digital tablets to the primary school children. All the primary school children, instead of their slates, comes to the classroom with a small tablet. Government gives. Our neighboring state, Purachit Talaivi, Jayalalitha, provided free laptop to all the students studying in government, so in colleges. All the students who is above plus 2, at or above plus 2, have a free laptop with them. The only thing is that Purachit Talaivi's photo will be there on that laptop. So that they don't find it as a limitation also. So everyone has a laptop there in Tamil Nadu. And a funny cartoonist recently who drew a cartoon in a recent newspaper. I think it's in Deccan Herald or something like that. The next year, what will she do? Because everybody has a laptop. She has two options. One is to get back all the laptops and give new laptops. Or otherwise, she has to make the whole Tamil Nadu a Wi-Fi state, so that everybody can access internet from anywhere, even from Coimbatore you can access internet. So the whole Tamil Nadu become a Wi-Fi state. It cannot be rejected because the whole nation of Brunei is entirely Wi-Fi connected. Brunei, have you heard about Brunei? Brunei, the whole nation is Wi-Fi connected. So this is the case of Tamil Nadu. And Orissa, Orissa has a government scheme for providing free laptop to the children. iPhone laptop and tablets to the children. Government of India has introduced a new scheme whereby children will be getting Agas tablets for an amount of 4,000 rupees, something like that. Very cheap amount. 3,000. 1,500 rupees. Very cheap. The point is, all over the world, governments make a move to make the students be with tools, digital tools, technological tools. This is an important development in the digital era. Why? Why digital tools has become an important tool for the students? The answer for this particular question has to be analyzed with some social realities. Not the technical realities, not the realities related to learning, because I will contest again the technical realities related to learning in my further slides. This question has to be answered with some social realities. There is a program in National Geographic Channel which is titled as Monsoon Railway, which documented the railway system in India. And Monsoon Railway program says that for the last several decades, railway in India has never been interrupted due to social issues. Say for example, even if there is big strike and big hartal in Kolkata, railway will run. Even if when the whole Tamil Nadu was burning because of the issue of Tamilaration that SC boy, Dalit boy married a 1-year girl. The whole Tamil Nadu was burning, but still trains were running. This is an advantage of train. Even if Hartal, we always goes to railway station. This is an important advantage of railway because railway has always made a track which is always safe from social issues. Both positive and negative issues. Say for example, untouchability can never be applied in railway station, because you have to get into the, if your ticket is same, you have to get into the same compartment and sit with the means Dalit and the Savarna has to sit in the same compartment. So it is free from social issues. Of course, other social agitational issues also, it is always free. It is almost free. So it has made it. Why is it? Because it has made a track which is away from social issues. And Monsoon Railway, the program says that 99% of the railway interruptions happened not due to social issues in India, but due to technical issues. Say for example, signal problem, electrical problem, and railway accidents. These are the issues why railways are interrupted in India. India is never being interrupted by social. Indian railway is never being, maybe 1% has been interrupted by social issues. Because railway has a safe track. Now, come to education. Education is an important area which is being affected by social issues. Even if on the basis of a very small issue, you can go for an agitation. Schools has to be dispersed, schools has to be stopped, colleges has to be stopped. Say for example, take the case of Telangana issue. The hub of Telangana explosion happened in Usmania University campus, not in front of the Secretariat of Hyderabad. The whole snowballing of the whole Telangana issue has its origin and end in Usmania University campus. So all the social issues has its from among the students. Issues emanates from the students, because students are highly sensitive people, socially sensitive people. We need to lay a safe track for education where you are never being interrupted by social issues. This is an important thinking of our educationalist. Even if there is hartal, you must be able to learn. Even if out of a very important, maybe trivial social issues will be there, where in our Kerala we always go for hartal, even for trivial social issues. And even in case of very serious social issues, you can go for learning if you are given with a ICT tool. That is what Idea Internet Network Technology says. Even if you are not able to send your child to IIT or IIM, give him an Idea Internet Telephone Network, so he will be able to learn it from his own chaya shop, tea shop. A beautiful dream. It's a beautiful dream. So you must lay a safe track. This philosophy has its tacit presence in distributing these tools to our student community all over the world. So you will get a safe track. You don't mind whether Tamil Arasan is a Dalit boy and the girl is a 1-year girl. It's an important social issue. Casteism, untouchability, poverty, inequality. Ignore all these issues and be in a safe track and learn with your tablet, where the need of a teacher is less than some 2% or 1%. Coursewares are available where you can learn without the help of without a teacher, an instructor. And you can see another important aspect of individualizing learning through technology has its roots in the concept of interest of students, because ICT is able to generate interest of our students. Interest. So individualizing learning is rooted in a theory of interest. Theory of interest. And our children are really interested in using this tool. Say for example, my son will be able to use that small smartphone for more than 3 or 4 hours continuously. He will be able to sit in front of a mobile phone. My daughter also. Children are being attracted by these new tools and technologies. Every children, even the small children by the age of 2 years or 3 years, they got interested in using technology. In a research conducted in California University of California at Los Angeles, the notion of interest is again being contested. The results are being contrary to that, for which we need not go anywhere. I have my own examples in my own home. Interest for a tool is not because learning can be made more easily through the tool, but because the other options of the tool. University of California, when it distributed iPhones to its students, what happened is they have removed all the options for Facebook, video games, WhatsApp, all kinds of social networking facility, all kinds of video game facilities, nothing. Only tool coursework can be done with that iPhone. Thomas Philip and Gracia says that what happened in University of California is that the graduate students keep the iPhone given by the university in their locker and they started using their own personal iPhones. And insisting students to get the university iPhone has become an important disciplinary issue in University of California. In our university, in my university, where I am working, Pondicherry University, university gives a computer for every faculty, and almost every faculty will have a laptop in addition to that related to their project. All this university issued. University, because of some issues happened in the university, decided to stop Facebook in the university campus. Access of Facebook in the university campus is not possible. The earlier vice chancellor decided. You know what happened? I am the first example. I got a smartphone. I started using Facebook using this smartphone, and my use of computer and laptop has considerably come down. This is only my example where I use Facebook for minimum time. When I inquired with my friends, almost all the friends have started accessing internet using smartphones. The total usage of university's internet facility has considerably come down. When I deinstalled the Angry Bird game from one mobile phone, my son started throwing it away. The question is, why do you like tool? Why are you so much interested in tools? Is it because you can have wonderful learning out of tool, or is it because you are fascinated by the other facilities and options of the tool? Is the question. The modern multitasking society cannot live in a world where your tool is never been connected with their interesting options. It will become something like the currency notes, 1,000 rupees currency note is valuable only because Reserve Bank assigns a value for that 1,000 rupees notes. 1,000 rupees note is valuable only because Reserve Bank of India endorses a value of 1,000 to that particular note. You just imagine Reserve Bank of India decided to withdraw the value of money, currency, that 1,000 rupee will become a just piece of paper. Likewise, if you withdraw the most favorite applications of tool, which is used by our children, it will become just a piece of electronic gadget. Useless gadget. That is why students of University of California kept their university given iPhone into their locker. That is why in Pondicherry University, when Facebook and YouTube is blocked, the use of internet in the university campus has considerably come down. Our interest, is it because it facilitates learning, or is it because it has beautiful, interesting other options for them? Is an important question that we have to deal with when we're talking about technology. Here is where interest has to be debated. We do believe that ICT as an interest generator. This we have to read along with certain novel trends of postmodernism. One of the important characteristic of postmodernism is that we started reserving our facilities, comforts for future use. That is an important feature of postmodernism. Reserving comfort. Say for example, even if you are having a beautiful house, maybe some 2,500 square feet house, if you have money, you will have a temptation to get a flat which is on the banks of Nila or maybe on the banks of Periyar. So which you will call as a riverview flat, something like that. Even if your use for those particular assets are very less, you will have a tendency to buy that. This is a particular characteristic, particular kind of trend which can be called as you are reserving your comforts for the future. So these kinds of future can be considered as transferable reservations for the future. You take a case among the academics. Some academics used to reserve a lot of degrees. Even if they know that its use is very less, we have a habit of having one MA in economics, another in history, then yet another in Malayalam, yet another in Hindi. You can have a large number of, this is a common trend in Tamil Nadu, have a large number of degrees along with you. You are reserving your qualifications, even if it is never been used in your life. You are reserving flat comforts. You are reserving degrees. Similar kind of a situation is prevailing in case of knowledge also. One of my student who is doing PhD under my guidance once amazed me by showing that, sir, why do you go to library every day? You can access everything from the internet. You can have a library in your laptop. I can show you how a library can be maintained in the laptop. He told me, in our university, e-journals are plenty, e-books are plenty, Elsevier, Scopus, all these kind of e-journal consortiums are purchased. So you can download the books in the laptop. One of my students, which just amazed me, I saw that more than 3,000 books are downloaded in his laptop, and it is being beautifully categorized. Then my question was, how many books did you refer out of this? Then he said, I have not much used it, but I am just reserving it. Whenever is needed, I can use it. I'll be just reserving it. So you need not go to library always. You just reserve it. So reserving comforts, reserving personal pride through degrees, reserving knowledge also has become a postmodernist trend. You may never use it, but still you have a large number of books in your laptop. It gives a kind of confidence for you to have. We also may have a feeling that, when you search in the internet, you come across a beautiful article, you read the title, title is very beautiful. Download it. So this is the most important motto of internet gives. If you see something which is somewhere related to your study or maybe your area, download it immediately. Doesn't matter whether you read it or not. Download it. Download it. Let it be there. Whenever you are in need, you can go and search. Ultimate truth is that by the time hard disk will be damaged, you will never look into that, and all those things will be wasted. Happens in the case of reserving comforts. Happens in the case of reserving personal pride. This is an important post-modernist trend which we can see through the modern information communication technologies. ICT, another important characteristic of ICT that we could see is, what is my time? 10 more minutes. So I may truncate my talk, maybe because the educational equalizer is my second point, which I may discuss sometime later. I may limit with my first point, that is ICT individualized learning. The second point I may not get time for elaborating, so we can do it maybe some time later. So one important question is, does ICT homogenize youth interest? Does ICT homogenize youth interest? The whole youth in the modern society has the same skill. Homogenization of the youth. Your variety of skills is gradually fading away. What is the most important skill needed for a modern young man? Your capacity to do multitasking. You do typing with your finger, at the same time you listen to music. You do you writing while keeping your thing in your music, in your ears. You talk to somebody even when you are listening to the music. Multitasking. Skill of typing fast. Skill of searching. Where is a particular place? Go to Google Earth map. And what is the name of, do you know any barber shop in your nearby area? Go to Google and find it out. Barber shop. So, the skill of searching through Google, so which can be called as Google society, Google generation. The point is that the digital society homogenizing the skills of our youth. Variety of skills are being gradually degenerated and extincted. It's an important issue to be addressed in a digital era. Then, can popularity of a tool lead to interest in learning is an important another question, because popularity, tools are quite popular. Samsung, mobile phone, tablets, all these kind of things are quite popular. So you teach them with those tools and techniques which are known among them. Is a quite beautiful logic to be presented. Popularity can improve learning. Popularity of the tool can improve learning. Do you think that Mohanlal is a popular figure, and if you want to teach the theory of relativity proposed by Einstein can be taught with the help of Mohanlal in a classroom? What will be the attention of the student if Mohanlal teaches the theory, the most difficult theory of relativity in a classroom? Will students beautifully learn the concept of relativity if a popular person teaches them? No. Learning is an individualized process, which cannot happen through a popular individual or with a popular tool. Even if popular tool is given to them, this learning must happen within them. And what is the role of technology in that is the debatable question. And then we can see another one is situational, means we think that it promotes interest. My question is interest a stagnant phenomenon? We always say that technology promotes interest. From where does interest generates? Just for the example, you believe that technology generates interest. And what is the next step of interest? Do you mean that interest emanates and ends in itself? No. Interest grows, interest Interest looms, interest grows, interest has infancy, interest has adolescence, interest has adulthood, and interest will finally dead into a next stage of growth. Interest can become an attitude, attitude can become an application, application can become a praxis, different stage levels it grow into. But we just say that ICT promotes interest. And what is the contribution of ICT tools in furthering the developed interest in a classroom? Furthering the developed interest. Say, just for example, you believe that ICT promotes, yes, of course it promotes some kind of interest. I never debate in that. It promotes interest. But what is the next of interest? Had it been promoted with the help of technology? And what is needed for that? Interest is something which cannot be just trusted. Say, for example, George Molière, a famous French philosopher, once narrated a story to his friend. He said, no, I saw beautiful eyes. She has beautiful eyes. Her nose were quite beautiful. I have never seen such kind of a beautiful nose. Her lips were so beautiful. Her complex, quite beautiful. Her structure, oh, she is a beauty of the world. This friend is just silently listening. Then, friend, you tell me what happened? Yeah. Then he said, finally, my dear friend, everything stopped. Everything ended. George Molière said. Friend asked, what happened, Molière? What happened, George Molière? Did she die? He said, no, I married her. Everything ended there. This is what is interest. When you marry it, it will immediately die. Or gradually die. Maybe for some time it will gradually die. That is why famous Agatha Christie says that I love my husband and my husband loves me back because my husband is a archaeologist. As I grow older and older, he started loving me more and more. Maybe an exception for some cases. Agatha Christie's husband was an archaeologist, so she was happy. Yeah? So pray for an archaeologist husband. So this is what is the case of interest. Interest never stagnates. Interest grows. And what is the role of technology in that? Next. And what we see through interest, which is developed by technology, is not a just interest. Technology promotes situational interest and then drop it there and goes to somewhere. Situational interest is promoted. Situational interest is generated. And what is thereafter, after situational interest, is an important question, which we have never addressed. In a particular situation, it promotes interest. And what is the next step? Interest is something like a train. It starts, make you get into that train. It started traveling and it ends in a particular destination. In between, if you are stopped and you are just getting down into a particular platform, you will not reach the destination. So interest cannot stay stagnant because of signal problems. Interest will continually travel. Whether we have any options for handling this continuous nature of technology, interest is an important. That is why John Dewey contented technological interest development through a famous saying that technology is good in developing interest, but pedagogy is essential for maintaining it. Dewey said, technology is good for developing interest, but what is necessary for taking it into next step is pedagogy. Pedagogy is important. We don't think that being a facilitator, a beautiful terminology coined by constructivism. And what is the role of a facilitator? Just give a situation, go to the corner and observe. Is that his facilitation? No. Pedagogy has become more and more complicated in the process of facilitation. It is not that pedagogy is fading away from facilitation. Pedagogy has become more and more complicated and more difficult to handle in a system of facilitation. Otherwise, interest will be left behind. And interest is, I'll be winding up with this. I'll be winding up. And interest is the product of tool or context is an important next question. In a world where there is a lot of answers are available, I do believe that my duty is to develop certain questions. That is why I put it all in this question. For us, a lot of answers are available. Unfortunately, the questions for those answers are not visible for us. We are living in a world of answers, not the questions. We don't know who is asking this question and why this answer has come up. Always questions hide in the backside and the answers comes to us. And interest is a tool, interest is a product of a tool or context. An important experiment. I would say that the most notable experiment in this modern century is done by Azevedo, A-Z-D-V-E-D-O, Azevedo, a famous American researcher. What he did is, he gave some specimen rockets, some play rockets for playing for his children. And he was trying to pair his teaching with this rocket, to teach them about the technology of rocket. So he tried it for a long time. What happened? His belief that when rocket is a tool, and when this tool is given to them directly for studying about the rocket, automatically they will be developing interest in this rocket technology. What happened is, after completing the experiment, he measured the interest and several other features of students. It was found that in a group of students, the most developed characteristic is social habit, not the interest for rocket technology. So, it is not the tool, it is the context which promoted a kind of habit, not the tool. Tool is an important thing for generating interest, but it was the context which has created a percolating effect, a very strong effect on the children, on the student. Context is important. Tool is a supplementary factor. Pedagogy is getting complex in a world of facilitation, constructivism and critical pedagogy. Role of a teacher is getting more and more complicated. It's not as simple as you believe that facilitator is somebody who just gives something and then look from a corner. No, it's getting complicated. No, I will not discuss this because then I will be crossing the time limit. I know time is an elephant in the room, so I don't want frowning of Rages John and my friend Litson. Omana Shivan sir is quite a good friend for me for a long time. Librarian sir also is a good friend of mine. So I thank also Anila B. Nair, and I thank everyone for giving me an opportunity. Even if I am left behind without discussing one point in my hypothesis, two hypotheses I propose, but still I hope I'll be able to discuss with you maybe in some other occasions. I thank everyone for listening me. I'll be happy to receive some questions from you if time permits. Thank you so much.